What if I told you the DC Multiverse doesn't just include Superman? It depends on him. Not metaphorically, not symbolically, canonically. From multiversal resets to cosmic armor forms, Superman isn't just DC's first hero. He's its foundation. And once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. Superman debuted in 1938, making him the original template. Every superhero archetype that followed the billionaire vigilante, the speedster, the cosmic space cop came after him. But inside DC continuity, that same idea keeps repeating. During crisis events, when reality fractures, guess who stabilizes it? Superman. It's not because he's always the strongest person in the room, but because narratively, he represents the fixed point. When universes collapse, Superman persists. He's the first domino and the last one standing. Take Crisis on Infinite Earths. In this monumental event, multiple Earths are erased from existence. Entire continuities, decades of stories, just vanish. But the idea of Superman survives into the next era. Pre-crisis becomes post-crisis. Timelines get rebooted. Histories get rewritten. But Superman remains. DC can rewrite its entire continuity, but they cannot remove him. He's the constant in an ever-changing equation. Then comes Final Crisis, and things get even deeper. Darkseid uses the anti-life equation to enslave Earth, and reality itself begins to rot away. Superman doesn't just fight this physically. He counters it with a harmonic frequency, singing a single note that's tied to the fundamental vibration of the universe itself. But here's the real mind bender. In the tie-in series Superman Beyond, we meet the Cosmic Armor Superman, also known as the Thought Robot. This version of Superman exists outside of normal reality in a conceptual space. He is described as a story that has become self-aware. He adapts instantly to any threat, growing stronger in response to the narrative danger he faces. He is quite literally described as a defense mechanism for the multiverse itself. Think about that. Superman is not just a hero. He's the literal immune system for all of existence. That's not a character. That's a structural pillar. This idea pops up again and again. In Scott Snyder's Justice League run, Superman is banished to a dead multiverse. There, he confronts the World Forger, a cosmic being who creates and destroys universes. The World Forger declares that our timeline is flawed and must be erased. He presents a dark, broken future as inevitable. But Superman refuses to accept it. He flies through multiple suns, supercharging himself beyond any imaginable limit. And then he does something incredibly symbolic. He punches the architect of reality and shatters the false future. The message is crystal clear. If the universe itself is broken, Superman doesn't abandon it. He fights for it. Now, DC has plenty of characters who are stronger on paper. The Spectre can channel the literal wrath of God. The Presence is the ultimate creator, the top of the food chain. But Superman is different. He isn't just about raw power. He is power combined with restraint. He's infinite potential combined with unshakable morality. We see the inverse of this in stories like Injustice. When Superman's morality is stripped away, the world doesn't just get a new ruler. It collapses into a global dictatorship. DC keeps showing us the same equation, over and over. Superman plus hope equals stability. Superman minus hope equals apocalypse. Even the most ridiculous Silver Age feats support this idea. Remember him moving planets with his bare hands? Or traveling through time just by flying really, really fast? Or dragging entire chains of worlds behind him? Those weren't just silly flexes to sell comics. They were exaggerated reflections of his narrative role. When a problem is impossible, Superman makes it possible. He is the solution character, the living embodiment of there's always a way. But here's the twist, the thing that makes it all work. The multiverse doesn't revolve around Superman because he's a superpowered Kryptonian. It revolves around Clark Kent, the Kansas farm boy raised by Jonathan and Martha Kent. He has the power to dominate the entire planet, to be a god among mortals. Instead, he chooses empathy. He chooses to help. That choice, that simple act of human kindness, is the ultimate stabilizing force. DC reboots its timelines constantly, but they never reboot that core truth. Superman cares. Just look at the S-shield on his chest. It's not just a logo. In modern Kryptonian lore, it's the family crest for the House of El, and it means hope. And in storytelling, hope is an incredibly powerful force. Because hope is what keeps stories going. Whenever comics enter a dark, cynical era, it's Superman stories that return to optimism. When DC wants to reset its tone, they recalibrate the entire universe through him. He's not just a character inside the multiverse. He's the measuring stick for its morality. So the next time someone tells you Superman is too strong or boring, ask yourself this. Why does every major DC reboot seem to orbit him? Why does every universe-ending crisis hinge on him? Why does the multiverse literally create a version of him to defend itself from narrative threats? Because Superman isn't just powerful, he's foundational. He is the central idea upon which everything else is built. Take him out of the DC universe, and the entire structure collapses. Thanks for watching. If you want more, let me know in the comments. Should we do top 10 times Superman was stronger than gods next? Or maybe 10 characters DC had to create just to challenge Superman? Because when it comes to the Man of Steel, there's always another level to explore. Don't forget to like and subscribe.